Room and check in with Javier.
Yeah, good morning to you, Olivia. And we continue to follow this story, making national headlines, bringing back the information, and starting right here in Arizona. ISIS now claiming responsibility for the attempted terrorist attacks in Garland, Texas yesterday, or Sunday rather. The terror group used its official radio channel to take credit for the attacks. The group said 2 of its soldiers were involved in that attack. And this morning we continue to piece together the events that led up to those attempted terrorist attacks in Garland. We now know that the 2 men behind the failed attacks lived right here in the valley. The big question concerning ISIS, were they directly behind the attacks or just influencing force? Now, Sunday night, Nadir Sufi and Elton Simpson were shot and killed after pulling up to the Curtis Colwell Center. According to Texas police, the 2 men got out of their vehicle with automatic weapons, wearing body armor. They immediately started firing. However, they were met with a large police presence, expecting the worst at this controversial event. Now then, late Sunday into Monday morning, we learned Simpson and Sufi lived right here in the valley after the FBI and Phoenix police began serving a search warrant at their apartment in North Phoenix. That's right off of 19th Avenue, just north of Thunderbird. So trying to get insight on all of this, we've brought in Dr. M. Zuhdi Jasser to explain and try to help us pinpoint this, because I think there's a lot of questions, especially this being one of the first known terrorist attacks on U.S. soil. You are the president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. And first off, what is your response played out in Texas on Sunday night?
Well, I think, they had a provocative event, and what it did was as off as that strategy might be, the bottom line, it's like getting cockroaches out from the woodwork, and it worked. And ultimately, we know that there's ISIS in the U.S. It's the first attack from ISIS, but as the director of the FBI has told us a few months ago, every one of our 50 states has ISIS in it. And if you follow their Twitter feed and all of the supporters, within a few minutes of this attack Sunday, I was able to track a number of the folks that were following that Texas shooting hashtag that I believe Simpson had put out 20 minutes before. And you saw a number from Australia, from all over the world, that were ISIS supporters that congratulated him on his jihad, etc. So this is an ideology. It's not a group with a significant, with a simple membership, but it's an ideology of the Islamo-patriotism or Islamo-nationalism.
I want to ask you, because should we be concerned? Should we even be scared as American citizens that one has already happened and ISIS says more are coming?
Absolutely, because ISIS right now wants to fill the vacuum in the Middle East. They're trying to get jihadists and recruit from all over the world, including America and Middle Eastern countries. So, it very much concerns me as a Muslim who loves America to see the imam here yesterday, Osama Shami, blame the FBI for radicalizing this individual. Certainly the mosques and Muslims aren't advocating violence, but the separatism, the anti-Americanism, the blaming of American foreign policy, that needs to be addressed. And we need a more pro-American, pro-liberty movement, and we aren't doing that counter-radicalization. Instead, we're blaming the West, blaming the Bureau, blaming others, and we need to be more concerned and more attention as to what radicalizes these individuals.
And when you talk to the family members, they, most of them say, how did this happen? Yeah. He was well-liked, he was nice, especially when you talk to Sufi's family. They say, they point the finger at Simpson, saying that perhaps he radicalized. When you talk about transformation, I mean, is it over a period of time, or can it be that quick?
Well, the NYPD report on homegrown terrorism back in 2006 talked about this. I testified to Congress in 2011 about that, and I was vilified by the community by talking not just about the violence, which is that last step, which just happened in the past few weeks. For years, the last time many of them are talking about him was 06, 07. These individuals start with a separatism, a hate for America. That politics then moves into religious radicalism that then at the end becomes violence. So we have a continuum of counter-radicalization against the idea of Islamo-patriotism, and the only way to counter that jihad is to fill that identity with an American identity. And not enough of our mosques and Muslim leadership are doing that. It's all about victimization. And right now, if you look, one of the hashtags ISIS hijacked a week ago was the Baltimore riots, the Baltimore uprising, because they want to call America racist. We need imams calling America a place where Muslims can be more Muslim than anywhere else in the world.
All right. Thank you very much for your insight. Always great speaking with you.
Thank you, Javier.
Olivia?